As paths divide, despair encroaches. To the edge of our sky, our party approaches. Through death and paper, they wade ever deep to see safely their lives. Ever they keep. Previously on Ashes to Embers. After our party barely, by the skin of their teeth, were able to make it stealthily into the depths of the ancient Amu's lair. It was there discovered several powerful magical items. Remnants of lost powerful mages, adventurers, and so many more. This tempting treasure trove of knowledge, gems, and magical items was enough to tempt the party into staying a brief moment longer to retrieve some of these artifacts. It is then that our party began to, set up shop, get ready, knowing that the Amu would surely appear as soon as they touched the coral. They took their positions. And in unison, combat began. Terrifying, immense power shown by the Amu brought many of our adventurers near the brink of death. Limbs, bodies, bone, and sinew were torn and shredded by the jagged coral as the Amu began to drag its victims around its lair. But slowly our party was able to retrieve the items that they were wanting to, circumvent and maneuver all the individuals into one group, and as the Amu began to retreat, our party was able to cast the teleport spell, and with a flash of arcane energy, appear in a giant scape of white. Each of you, as you appear here within the city of glass, on the outskirts you see around you faintly shimmering white as the glass is beginning to reflect the clouds from beneath and around in a cascade of different slightly multicolored, but the main prevalence is a blinding white light. Around you, you see heavy, dense fog, but you realize it's not just fog, it's cloud cover that has circumvented all around what each of you know, have never visited, but know as the Lake of Glass on the outskirts. Each of you find your place here on the edge within a teleportation circle. And as you step off and you begin to look around, there's a sharp crack as you watch as a jagged fissure races through the glass itself and comes and bisects the teleportation circle. As you look down, the arcane runes that were glowing with a faint light slowly died as...
Well, that was perfect timing, wasn't it?
Now, as you all look around, it is deathly silent. There's a very dense fog surrounding. It is very difficult to see, but off in the distance, in between these two towers that seem to be sticking out of the glass, affixed, like bolted to the glass itself, through the fog, you seem to see a silhouette, a figure, standing in the darkness.
Stand ready, lads.
He's just standing
As-
there menacingly.
As you look and you say that, you hear a voice kind of call over the sounds of deathly silence. And it's a voice that at least three of you vaguely recognize. You hear the voice of Edward call out, "Who goes there?"
I draw my sword. I don't trust that at all.
Name's Zatara, I think.
Shut up.
Oh, name's not Zatara. Oh, wait, shut up. Oh. Sorry.
Be quiet, you.
Heavy breathing as the figure slowly begins to step a little bit forward. As he slowly comes further and further out of the fog.
Before
Has
he
he
fully
seen us
becomes
yet?
visual, hold on.
Yeah.
Before he becomes visual, I'm gonna whip out one of my pistols and shoot over the right shoulder and be like, "Identify yourself."
And I want to hide
Okay.
behind.
Varian, go ahead and roll a stealth check. And
27.
Shaggy, go ahead and roll me, roll to hit a precision shot to shoot over the shoulder.
So just like a normal
Yeah.
attack die. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You basically just
Will a
accidentally.
will a 21 not hit? I mean,
That
sorry.
is, yes.
Will a 20 miss? Never thought I'd ask myself that question.
Right? It's like, did I roll high enough to not hit?
I rolled a nat 1, shot him in the face.
Dang it! Why doesn't that work normally?
As the bullet flies over, you let out a warning shot. It goes right over the right shoulder. And as it does, you watch as he does partially stop. Oh, I know that gunshot. Clayton, is that you?
Oh.
And who do you be?
Oh no.
Do not recognize your old friend. Well,
Edward?
well, it used to be me. Him. Whoever this is.
Oh shoot.
They did used to call me Edward. And he begins to move forward again and again. As he slowly comes out of the fog, you begin to see him a little bit more distinct. He is bloodied. You watch as part of his jaw seems to have blown off. He's missing his right arm, and you see blood slowly dripping off of his, the stump of his, bone that is sticking out of his arm, and it's dripping behind him as he's slowly staggering forward to you. As you guys watch, as skin, bone, and flesh begin to re-knit as his hand comes back to being whole again. His jaw pops back into socket. Skin reforms around. And he looks at you all and smiles. These days, I'm known as Despair.
Wait, and then also, isn't despair one of the gods?
Yes.
What?
I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
My question to Edward is going to be like, why are you here?
I came out to potentially aid some of my followers, and as he kind of gestures around, you guys notice that several of the lumps scattered around this like heavily fog covered and scattered field are actually bodies. And as you kind of look down at several of them, you recognize the form lying face up, looking off into the distance, staring blankly. Captain Rumtooth. Dead. Blood slowly leaking from his mouth. Directly next to him, with nearly half of his lower half blown completely off, is Cyrus Sinclair. Just the top half remaining of him, also dead.
Seems to me you've been busy.
Some miscreant called himself Mygavar came and blew holes in all of my followers. Came to scare them off. Didn't really work too well. Then those pesky blood hunters came to try to aid in this endeavor. I sent
Blood
them
hunters,
packing.
we got one of them.
Yes. Wait.
Seriously.
Oh, wait. And he takes a deep breath in. I do smell Virion. Oh, Virion. They have been speculating so much. The talk around the deific table about the stunt you pulled with the Dreamweaver. It is very lucky that he's benevolent. But unlucky for you, you see, I think I need to, remedy what should have happened to you for disrespecting a god. You disrespect one of us, you disrespect us all. Where are you, Virion?
Hold up a moment there. I need you to fill in some missing puzzle pieces for me here. Name's Zatara, by the way. Nice to meet ya. So you're a god. That's what I'm hearing, eh?
Yes, you may bow down and worship me.
Don't do that.
Which god are you there?
Despair.
Yeah, it doesn't really sound like my domain, really, that I,
Varian's gonna offer up.
Maybe, where's optimism at? That's more my speed.
Varian's
You'd
gonna
love the
offer.
lady.
Ravishing good looks.
You would
Very
love the
strong.
lady. Yeah, she's pretty cool.
Let it
I
be
got-
known that Zatara has very average looks, maybe a touch below.
He's got like a 10 charisma appearance. Just
He
Milk
continues to walk forward and forward and forward till he gets about there, and then he does stop.
So Varian wants to offer a silent prayer to Dreamweaver. I am not sure how to handle this situation.
I'm going to.
Any aid may be very well appreciated.
Everybody go ahead and make insight checks against real quick for me.
As Despair. That is that. Did I say that correctly? That is it. Yeah.
Yes.
As he approaches, I'm going to step in front of Zatara with my shield, just to offer a first line of defense.
I
And
rolled a 22.
We're rolling insight? Did you say?
I got an 18.
What is my insight now? Okay, let's see. It was gonna be a nat 20, and then it changed to a 3 at the last second.
Dude, that is rough.
I'm gonna get a 9 on that.
Okay. Varian, what'd you get?
22.
Oh, that pointing.
Varian with a 22, as despair is calling this out to all of you, you notice something. Still at the very tip of his hand that seems to be like fully formed back again, you do see the small drip of blood as the healing has stopped taking effect. And with a 22 insight, this deity is very injured.
And with that insight as well, do I feel like I'm actually hidden, or is he just playing me?
He's just playing you. About 40 feet now. I mean, nearly right up to you. I would say, yeah, he would have gotten right there.
I'm
So
level.
Not 40 feet then.
So I'm not actually hidden.
No.
Can I try to hide again?
You can certainly try.
Oof. I'm going. If he's this close, I have the shield, and I'll level my spear at him as well.
Yeah, nope.
Whoa, Savage. I'm not here for a fight right now. Can't you tell I've just made it through a battle of some sort? I've just, I was about to make my way back into the city, gain the rest of my followers, and form a game plan, but you guys showed up, so I thought
I'm going to activate my blood. I still don't know what it's called. Yeah, thanks.
Okay.
Freaking A. I've been playing this character for already a year, and I still don't know what the freaking thing is called. Yeah, I'm going to activate the blood maledict. For me, apparently, yeah.
Yeah. As you activate this, and he says, I'm just trying to welcome you all to the City of Glass. Right? This is your first time ever being here?
That's actually pretty cordial, eh?
Yeah, so welcome. Oh, there is one thing. And Varian, are you no longer hiding?
Apparently, I was never hiding to begin with, but yeah.
He finally turns to you and he says, I mean, you could go join your friends real quick and I can properly just introduce you, tell you what's going on here, and then later you could potentially try to track me down and kill me, but...
Why don't I just try right now? And I'm going to charge him.
I like that.
As you charge him, he looks at you, and then he smiles to himself as you would begin to run up to him. And he says, well, this is actually perfect. An oath that I can fulfill right here, right now, and a promise that I can keep. And he turns to look at you as you're charging, and he says...
Does it look like he's about to do something malicious?
Yes.
Most definitely.
Am I able to use a reaction to jump in front and yell, friendship?
Sure.
That is what I do.
You do this.
I was gonna go
he looks at Varian and says, and asks, are you free and willing? And then deep within the bones and the heads of each of you, you hear a deep voice echoing out, yes, bring me back. And he, Despair, is going to cast Wish. And cast Resurrection.
I don't like this.
On the red dragon scale, affixed to Varian Shelby's collar.
Oh, come on.
How does that work?
That's not even cool.
Is it just gonna fly off of you and become a dragon? Or are you gonna be like some creepy mutant thing?
Virian, go ahead and make me a Constitution saving throw.
So I basically just jumped and just biffed it right on the floor as nothing came out. There was nothing to jump in front of here.
Exactly.
Roll
Bit rough on the shoulder.
Virian, immense pain sears into your collarbone as you watch as it seems you watch a claw, small at first, begin to tear itself out of your collarbone,
Can I try
grab
to...
onto your chest, and begin to rip itself out.
Can I try to use the power of the soul that I already had to rip its soul away?
Yes.
Ooh, soul.
This is going to be a contested Constitution check.
This is gonna suck. I have a
what-
+2 to con.
Okay, what? So you have a +2 to con.
Question. Do you feel like if I whipped out the ghost rifle and took a shot at the god, that I'd be able to do anything to him?
You might be you for sure potentially could hit him, maybe not kill him. Not with one shot.
Okay.
All right.
Well then, can I take 2 shots with my pistols and see what happens?
Yes. At this moment, I will go ahead and have everybody roll initiative.
Okay, this might be a long shot. In response to him casting Wish, can I hit Dispel Magic on him? Use Dispel.
I would allow you to try to cast Dispel Magic on the dragon scale.
Oh, okay. Just go for it. Just give it a shot.
Yeah, apparently I don't think I'm gonna be able to keep it either way.
Okay. Well, let's give it a go. 18 or higher, baby. Oh, I'm so nervous, actually. Nat 20!
You gotta be freaking kidding me!
Let's go!
Oh my gosh! Okay, all right. Savage, go ahead and describe for me how this happens as you are able to cast Dispel Magic on this powerful ancient artifact as it is beginning to transform into an ancient red dragon.
So, as I see this transformation begin to take place, I do a quick double take between despair and what's happening to Virian, and my initial reaction was to go for the attack, but I pivot at the last second and just yell, "No!" Fling my hand out as the spell rockets forward and collides directly with the scale here, with this just couple of cracks form. The arm starts to shake and it just violently explodes into shards of scale.
As you do this, the smug smile that had appeared on Despair's face as he points his finger at Virian, knowing full well that Virian was his plan was to kill Virian here and now. His jaw drops, his smile disappears, and he makes eye contact with you, Savage. And you feel a heat within your pocket. As you reach in, you pull out the holy symbol of ash. As it flashes with powerful arcane energy, you watch as Despair takes a step back, hisses at you, and as you blink, he vanishes.
No, I wanted to shoot him.
I'm going to take the symbol and, as I'm holding on to it here, just kind of give it like a little smooch and place it back in the pocket.
Also, what was the name that Despair mentioned before the Blood Hunters attacked? What was the other guy? Who was that?
Machamp, Magikarp?
Mygavar.
Yeah, that's it.
Do we know who that is?
Make history checks for me. Real high DC.
Would Virion know? Speaking of which,
Yep, nope. I got a 5.
Virion, are you okay?
I don't want to talk about it. He's just gonna walk off.
That. No need to say thank you, just doing my job. Well, he's our best guide, so let's get the move on.
Here we go.
You,
And I'm gonna follow on with a pep in my step.
you and I need to have a talk about.
Just totally oblivious to the danger we were just in.
Yeah, you and I need
Before,
to boundaries.
before we move on,
Omission
I want to
of
walk over to
information.
Runtooth and Silas Sinclair.
All right. You run up to their bodies.
I want to like inspect them. Do from what I know about revenants, will they come back with the same body, or just because like with this body being dead, like they'll just pop up somewhere else?
Go ahead and roll me either a nature or arcana.
I'll give you a little pat on the back and say, you know your stuff, and give you guidance.
If I were you, I'd burn them.
Add a 3 to whatever you roll.
Nice.
I don't think anything with guidance will help with that.
You get to re-roll ones.
Well, let's try that again.
No.
My luck is... I'm so lucky it lets out even to you folk. Still not great.
I was gonna say, I'm like, this isn't going well.
That's absurd. That's crazy.
What'd you get?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you would have noticed it. So I got a 9
12.
after. Oh, I got a 12. Okay, so we got a 12.
You're not.
Or no, I'm sorry. Yeah, the bodies.
Yeah, you're not super familiar with undead or revenants and stuff, but as you walk up, you do see that the body of Cyrus like just kind of begins to like turn to ash and literally just kind of fade away and blows away in the wind. The body of Rumtooth stays.
Well, we won't be able to do anything about Silas Sinclair, so we'll have to deal with him later. But a vampire could always do with a good burning, I agree. So let's light as many of these bodies on fire as we can before we head.
Agreed. Zatara, you have any torches?
Yep.
We're going to need them.
I will pull out a torch from my explorer's pack.
All right, and you guys begin to kind of gather the bodies of the undead that are like scattered around this this crater. As you guys begin to walk around, you see that there are holes in the glass that seem to fall into the space below the Sky City.
I twist an arrow and drop a skull down 1 by twisting that arrow.
Oh, funny. It just plummets down until it disappears. You guys,
The Valor shows up.
nothing shows up. As you guys carefully begin to gather the bodies and you begin to burn them, smoke begins to rise, and all of a sudden you guys hear a voice kind of call out over the fog and stuff. Who's there?
It's me, Zatara, I think.
What did I just say about boundaries?
Well, I didn't cross the boundary. I'm still on this side of it.
No,
Who is Zatara?
That's me.
No, it isn't.
No, not me. It's him. I'm gonna point to Sauvage.
No, wait, that's not what I meant.
I love Zatara.
But as you guys are kind of like standing there, you see someone comes out of this little outpost thing. It is a red-skinned, teeth like some sort of like red-skinned individual with.
You already
like,
said tiefling. It's a tiefling.
Yeah,
We can.
it's a tiefling. But has like very small horns and stuff. Kind of like looks out over it and like calls down, Zatara, who else goes there?
Tell him no one else is here.
Well, you must
no
say
one
you're
else is here.
I've answered your call, Kikamura.
Virion, is that you?
Okay.
Aye, it is me.
Come, quickly, up. We don't know if the under thralls will come back again. What happened to Despair?
We scared him off.
She's respond. You scared him off. You kind
Try
of
not to sound surprised, Kikamura.
you get the faintest hint of him being like impressed in her voice as you like slowly make your way up the ladder up to Kikimora, and she kind of opens the door to this outpost and kind of ushers you all in. Do the rest of you follow?
Did we
Yeah.
all the bodies?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys got the bodies burned and stuff.
Yeah, then we'll go.
Okay. So you guys enter into the cabin. Now, as you all enter into the cabin, real quick, before we go any further, on your mark.
Brought to you by Raid Shadow Legends.
On your mark.
Oh wait, I forgot shark. Okay.
Oh
Get
wait.
set.
Oh yo.
Go.
I found
I'm not
it.
in VR today. Oh.
No, I'm kidding. I'm not in the VR.
Bro.
Oh wait, yeah, you're right. We all just stopped. We're like, oh, bummer.
I got
I
you.
I actually stopped.
I like actually found it.
Gosh dang it. I tried to give you guys a head start. I stopped him for a second.
Of course, Levi found it. Where is it? Oh,
It's right there. All right. That is a D10 of inspiration to you, my good sir.
Nice.
Each of you follow Kikimora into
Kikamura.
Kikamora, sorry, into this outpost. It is well lit on the interior. There's a hearth kind of burning, giving warmth to this like small little cabin structure. A small table, different things. You can tell that this like place is kind of in disarray. There's blood, like a little bit of blood stains on the floor and stuff. You do hear the slight sound of just like injured people further into the house. Your arrival, Virion, was timely to be able to scare off Despair. We didn't know if we were going to be able to hold him off much longer. He kept on resurrecting and bringing back the undead in waves, and explosions began to rain down from the cloud cover. Many people, I wasn't able to see much, but there are craters in the lake itself that now fall into open sky. I haven't seen a battle like this in quite some time, but luckily you were able to frighten off despair and burn the bodies, so at least for the time being we are safe and our surgeons are attending to the wounded. But it looks like you all are also...
I will say it cost me my secret weapon against the enemy. So we are short that.
Secret weapon?
I had a
It's up a
scale.
nice red rock.
Escape.
Yeah, ignore him. I had a powerful scale that allowed me to turn into a dragon. I was planning on using that against the Balor.
She nods to you. Very
I'm
powerful,
not sure what I can do.
a powerful artifact. It will be sorely missed. But you are here now. I know we can come together to be able to create a plan to compensate for this setback. You always do, Virion. We always come up with a plan. And at this point in time, she kind of steps up to you and like does the like firm handshake into like pulls you into like a firm hug. We missed you, Virion. We're glad you're back.
How many were lost, Kikamura?
3 initiates. 1 of the counselor is on death's door currently.
Counselor?
One of the on the council.
You mean one of the elders?
One of the elders.
Which
If
one?
they're in need of healing, I can help with that.
We have tried healing. There's a wound upon his...
Gumbo here is a real good healer.
Which one?
Midas.
Where is he?
He's above.
I'm gonna go to him.
As you walk up the stairs and stuff, you pass on to into the second layer of this pretty much triage, as you see like the stench of blood and like viscera is heavy in the air. You see bandages, crying, like there's a sound of deep crying despair off in the distance. As you make your way up to the second level, you look around, he's not on this level. You make it up to the third, and then all the way finally up to the very tippity top as Kikamura follows you. And at the very top of it, you see on a bed surrounded by 3 or 4 surgeons and 1 cleric of the Church of Ash. And as you step into the room, this cleric looks up at you, makes eye contact with you, and frowns as it takes you a second, but you recognize Lucian. Father?
Oh, plot twist.
Oh boy.
Lucian.
You seem to be in decent health.
I wouldn't say decent.
Well, you're not dead, so better than that, I guess.
For sure, there's a lot that you might want to talk about. The time will come. I'm sorry, son. But for the moment,
Yeah. Go ahead. Finish. Sorry.
but for the moment, we have larger issues on hand.
Agreed. For instance, this. And as he kind of motions down, you see Midas is currently laying on the bed. You see that there is a very like a gaping wound carved into the front of his chest. It is about like a quarter of an inch deep, so not super deep, but it is like you watch as wisps of green smoke are coming out of like the crevice of this like cut in his chest. Necrotic black like pus seems to be like slowly leaking out of the wound, and you see Midas's eyes are wide open, and one of his eyes has turned solid gold, and his left arm all the way up to his elbow has also turned to gold.
I want to telepathically speak to Steel and ask her, I guess. I know you probably can't do anything, but do you recognize this sort of wound? And if so, what sort of remedy might I be able to make?
Steel is going to make a medicine check. Boing.
I guess I don't really know about this sword. I was gonna say, can I cast guidance on a sword?
Yeah, I would allow that.
But I mean, I guess you're talking telepathically, so I didn't even know this conversation is happening, do I?
No.
Okay.
I was gonna lean down to Zatara. At least this guy will always leave a good inheritance whenever he dies if he turns
If
gold
anything,
like this.
I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear that. Anyway,
I'm gonna give Clayton a little like thwack on the back of the head.
what might be better?
I'm gonna whisper to Clayton. Right, you are.
I'm gonna smack them both on the forehead.
What might be better, if you would allow it, because I'm reading the description of Steel. She has a wisdom of 11, so I know the modifier would be 0 for medicine. I have a wisdom of 12, so I have +1.
Okay.
Might she just be able to give me advantage?
Yes, I would allow that.
Okay, cool. I appreciate that.
And I see that he is trying to make a decision here. All right, we probably don't need me then.
Yeah.
I rolled a 13 and then a 20.
Virian, as you kind of step forward, on a natural 20, you just kind of step forward and lean a little bit closer into Midas and stuff, and you look at the wound itself. As you begin to glance at different things, you pull out some poultices, some different kind of salves, and you begin to like apply them in different like situations. You watch as any of the healing salves that you had, you watch bubble and evaporate off of the wound as if the wound is immensely hot and begin to like boil away as you like begin to try different things. A thought occurs to you, and you actually turn to a substance that can detect curses instead of like disease or poisons. And as you kind of set this down, you watch as the slight marble with like a gem on the inside that like will glow in the presence of a curse. You watch as you set it down on it, it explodes and shatters.
What did I put on it?
It was a marble that detected curses. It would glow faintly if there was a curse like on someone or in like something, just very faintly and stuff.
This is an unnatural wound. He's cursed. Son, are you able to cast Greater Restoration?
I've tried. I don't know what powerful magic this is that my Greater Restoration has no effect on. But several of the soldiers say that Despair himself cut down Midas with a scythe that bled this black pus. And as he struck him down, he said, "I curse you with despair."
Vidian, with your permission, may I try something?
What do you have in mind?
I'd like to pull out my holy symbol again.
Okay.
When Despair was attacking us earlier, in the presence of this, it reacted in some way that deterred him. I don't know what it would do, but this might provide some sort of at least way to lessen the impact of whatever this curse is until we find a way to fix it. I know your order is not one for gods and religion, but he is your friend, therefore mine too.
At this point, I don't think I can deny the existence of gods.
I was speaking more with your relationships with them, but either way.
Svaj, go ahead and make me a religion check with advantage.
Plus guidance.
Plus guidance.
Let's go! Whoop. 13. Okay, 17 on the first one. And 14 on the second. So 17, what was the guidance?
Add a d4.
Add a d4, perfect. Dirty 20.
That is exactly what you needed.
Beautiful.
As you kind of step up, and you place this, you actually like hold the symbol up and begin to like move it closer. You watch as part of the green and black energy seems to move up and away from the blah 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 the wound, but instead of like being forced out and away, you watch as it like seems to be forced to a different part of the body as it begins to like run away.
Might need more of them their symbols there. Make him a suit of armor with them, eh?
But as you like scare it away from the cut on his chest, you watch as Lucian steps forward and he casts Healing Word, and you watch as the cut seals up.
Nicely
As
done.
if he's possessed by this energy.
Is what appears so.
Or at least the curse has attached itself to him in some way.
Attached to his soul. It's a soul wound?
Potentially. I know despair, from the standpoint of the church, despair is an emotion that drives away hope and the light of ash.
What if we tried to perform some sort of ritual for the Lady of Hope? I mean, she's the counter opposite of despair.
It's had to take a lot of time.
And we would have to find a cleric of hope. I do not know of one on the city.
I know of one. Your
Who?
mother.
Oh, I thought she isn't she a cleric of the Lady of Ash?
It was.
You know what? I just wanted to have a moment.
I'm sorry.
And I retcon that.
I could remove possessions, but I cannot do curses. This will require more than what I possess.
As you guys begin to like stay there and like talk and stuff, you watch as Midas's eyes kind of flicker open. What happened, Kikimora? Where am I? Gods, everything hurts. Why is my... He watches the gold kind of retreats up his arm as he kind of wiggles his fingers again. His eye turns back as he kind of looks at you all. Why are you staring at me like that? What are you doing? Get out of here. Get it.
You almost died, Midas.
No.
And you're still cursed.
Nah. Couldn't have happened. Never.
I'm a
Cursed?
dead.
Cursed? No. Can never be cursed.
Weren't you already cursed? Hence the Lord.
Exactly. You can't be twice cursed. That's redundant.
That's true. I think I read that somewhere.
I don't think that's true,
Varian! And as this, like, you watch as his eyes go wide open, he stands up on the bed, kind of sways slightly, but then he kind of staggers forward and, like, grabs you in an embrace.
Yes, it's good to see you too, but still, save your strength.
As he kind of, like, stands up a little bit woozy, he sits back down onto the bed.
I'm not sure that this is what ails you. But from what I've read, heard stories of it, I think you suffered what's called a soul wound. I could be wrong. But it's acting like this curse is attached to your very essence.
As he kind of like makes eye contact with you, you see his like face kind of falls as he kind of droops very heavily. So you're telling me I failed?
We all failed. But it's fine. Battles are lost all the time. The war has yet to be won.
As you say this, and he kind of like says that he's failed, you watch as like he kind of like arches his back a little bit, as if pain kind of courses through his body.
Tough having hope cursed with despair, eh?
Midas, you have the most experience of any bloodhunter that I know with curses.
And we failed. Failed and were cursed. Very.
Midas.
And you watch as he begins to sob. How am I supposed to be able to?
Because, Midas, you're an elder.
You should have taken my place, Viren. You should never have retired. I'm incompetent.
There are a lot of things that I shouldn't have done. And it pains me and haunts me every day. But Midas, you were made elder. And you have served valiantly. You have done a great job.
And now look at me.
Your people need you. I need you. Kikamura needs you. The city of Glass needs you. Damn, all of Sinus needs you. Now I need you to pull yourself together and be the leader that you are elected to be.
Go ahead and roll persuasion with advantage.
With guidance.
Let's go!
Virian, in this moment, you get the sense that there's more than just emotion involved here. A presence of like some sort of divine magic is pressing down on this situation, and your words are fighting
That was
back.
perception that you just rolled. I don't know if it's the.
Oh, yeah.
That would be. Yeah.
My bad. Well, okay. That sucks.
It's an advantage.
Nah, 20.
Let's go.
I have a +0 to persuasion too.
As you look at Midas, you watch as this divine despair that seems to like be forcing itself into the room based on this curse that has now taken hold of Midas. Your words banish the darkness. As you watch as he kind of sits up a little bit straighter, and you watch as green vapor slowly begins to leak out of his back and flies out of the window.
The feeling that you're feeling right now, hold on to it. Do not let it go. Varian turns to the room because there's other blood hunters here, correct?
Yes.
All of you have fought valiantly. I know some of you have fallen. A loss that weighs heavily on us all. The sacrifice that was not, pains me to say, necessary. It shouldn't have been necessary. But we have found ourselves in the middle of an apocalypse. I'm not sure what's going to come next. I don't know how many of us will survive. But it's time for us to fulfill our duties as blood hunters. We were sworn to protect this realm by any means necessary. The price to pay is our very blood. Those who have fallen today paid the ultimate price, and they await all of us. It's time to make them proud. It's time to fight for Sinners and to bring an end to despair. Gather yourselves, bolster yourselves, grab your arms, and fight.
Virian, as you say this, cheers erupt around the cabin. People stand, they shout, they rally at the voice of someone they look up to. Legends have been spoken about the Blood Hunter Virian, and as you stand to give a speech, it just drives away the despair clouding here within the room. And then you feel a warm glow, a warm heat come from your back where a sword is affixed. Not steel, but the other. And you hear a voice in your head, and it asks one simple question. Virian Shelby, who do you fight for?
I fight for Sinners.
A vague sense of approval falls upon you. But here within the tower, as the sun slowly begins to set, the blood hunters of Comric and the elders of the Blood Hunter Guild begin to treat you all with the hospitality once offered to kings who came to visit the City of Glass and spend the night in the outpost. For it is slightly dangerous to travel to the city proper during the night due to the difficulty of seeing where the the road is and where it ends and drops into free flowing space and falling off of the edge of the City of Glass. So they invite you all to stay the night here, sleep off the wounds, and prepare yourselves for the coming day. At this time, you may rest, ask questions, anything that you guys would like to find out about what has been going on in the City of Glass or around the accompanying thing. You may ask and find out.
I have a long due conversation with my son.
I have. Do we level?
Go ahead.
You didn't even finish it, and I already know what you're going to say.
Do we level up?
Everybody should be level 12.
I'm level 11.
Oh.
I'm not level 12 right now.
My curse finally over.
Yes, as you feel the acceptance of this solar blade, as like the name of it, solar, kind of echoes within your mind, you feel the Dreamweaver finally accept your penance, and you feel your level come back to you as you are level 12 once again. Back up to the level that you should be at.
I was also only at level 11. When were we supposed to be at 12?
I forgot to tell everybody that they leveled up. That's my bad. For defeating the Amu, you guys should have leveled up.
Oh, let's go. I'm gonna do that right now.
I'm pretty sure you told us.
Ability!
You told me that I leveled up back up to 11, but I still am suffering from the ailment.
But now you are no longer suffering from the ailment.
Yes, I'm very grateful for that.
What are my current ability scores?
But before we go to Virion and his conversation with his son, do the rest of you, is there any things that you would like to be doing or conversations you might want to have?
I want to investigate the craters. Was that Captain Lazar saying shooting with the ship, the Grim Avenger, or was that like Captain Rumtooth's ship that was shooting holes in the ground? And then I also want to find out who this other guy with an M name.
Magabar?
Magabar.
Go ahead and roll me an investigation check as you go out. You do get an escort, and they do tie a rope to you, because as you step out during the nighttime, it is nearly impossible to see where the holes are. So you step out onto this like lake bed as like it is slightly pitch black. Any light refracts through the glass in different ways and stuff to make it nearly impossible to like see where you're going. But so go ahead and give me an investigation check and a dexterity saving throw.
While this is occurring, before we take like our long rests and everything,
21.
I would like to use one of my spells right quick. Where is it? It was a specific one. Here it is. Ceremony.
Sick.
It takes an hour to cast. Okay. I do it now. But by doing so, I can create holy water. And I would like to bless my decanter of endless water.
Bruh. My gosh. Tell you what. Lucian is actually going to aid you in this. You and him are both going to make religion checks. the DC for this to bless the entire decanter so that it spews forth holy water is a DC 25.
Oh, come on! It doesn't just keep it contained?
No, are you kidding,
Is there,
dude?
is there any way I can help too? Because I have a +7 to my religion.
Yeah, but are you a cleric?
How about my wife was? I've been surrounded by the clergy my entire life, essentially.
Yeah, I will allow Lucian to aid in this endeavor. Lucian.
Also, just so you know, blood hunters use holy water.
They do.
Yeah, but I want to have a decanter of endless holy water. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So you can either roll a religion check, or Lucian can roll a religion check at advantage. Lucian,
I have a +4. Is his higher?
He has a +13.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, have to roll it. With
All right.
Do you want me to do it, or do you want to?
Virian, you can go ahead and roll it. So go ahead and roll religion with advantage.
Virian, I'm gonna need you to really.
DC 25.
That's a nat 20 on Lucy.
You gotta be freaking kidding me!
Yes!
I rolled a 12. First it was a 20, then a 12, but yeah. So it was a 33 total.
Let's get it, boys!
Okay. This is what happens. I have to honor that. Gotta honor the natural 20. Savage, you go to Lucian and you propose this idea as he begins to kind of like get a little bit excited and stuff. He begins to tell everybody. He clears the top room of like the tower. He turns off, snuffs out all the lights. He gets out this like holy like ashen chalk and begins to draw like these different arcane runes and sigils and circles around the entirety of the room. It takes him nearly an hour to perfectly draw out each of these symbols. A beautiful arcane runic design focused in on one center point as he places in the decanter at the very center of it. Both you and him cast this ceremony spell, and as you watch as he kind of steps forward and slowly begins to like rotate part of these runes into different like area and stuff, you feel humming of immense powerful magical energy begin to coalesce and condense around the room and stuff. The rest of you hear this like humming noise as you watch as each of the clerics in the room below all of a sudden begin to hum in unison to the sound above, and you watch as like glowing white, like powerful light energy begins to come off of these clerics, rush upward through the floorboards, and circle around this decanter as an immensely powerful ritual is beginning to be performed here at the top of this. All of a sudden, music and humming stop, and you watch as a beautiful glowing sigil of the Lady of Ash carves itself into the decanter with holy light energy. You literally see, it seems as though a finger of the Lady of Ash like comes out of like thin air and draws the rune into the side of the side of the decanter.
Sorry, I was leveling up my character. What just happened?
That's gonna be useful.
Zatara, where did you come from? You can't be in here right now.
Was Darian still in the room when all this happened?
No, they would have asked you to go below.
It was a joke. We do the ritual, we turn around, Zatara's just like sitting there, head in a book, like, oh, what did I miss?
Just eating peanut. I'm throwing like peanut shells on the floor. Just
This isn't Texas Roadhouse.
It ain't like the Roadhouse, but it ain't Texas Road. Anyway, All right, decanter of holy water.
My gosh. Well done. That's pretty sick. I like it.
I'm not gonna lie.
Do you have any idea how long he's been scheming that?
Yeah, how long? How long have you been scheming that?
The day I purchased the item.
Oh my gosh. Well done. Nice job.
He's brought that up to me a few times, and I was just like, dude.
I like it. That's really cool. All right.
Holy water's
On
actually
an
That
unrelated
happens.
note, would I be able to find like a clear, watertight sphere?
What?
Potentially within the city of glass, but
Like
not like you ask around and they're like, some of our glass blowers could potentially you could requisition something like that, yeah.
Great, where can I find them?
In the city proper, but you can't go there during the nighttime.
Okay.
What if I got myself a light?
It's still, I mean, you can certainly try.
Like, what if I got myself a daylight?
Wah, wah.
Like, I would just recommend just waiting for day, and then we'll all go back together. There's
Oh.
still, additionally, there are happenings within the city itself that are a bit frustrating at this moment.
Wait until day. Tucko, you're a smart one.
Who's Tucko?
You're Tucko.
We don't
How-
know. We don't
what
even
is a
know who
taco?
he is.
What
You
is
are.
a taco?
Is a
Are you calling me taco?
food item
What is going
that
on?
consists of a tortilla and usually some meat, some beans. A couple
You're
of
my friend now. We're having soft tacos later.
We're having some.
We don't even know who he is.
I don't.
Yeah,
I'm so.
really.
I
Yeah,
don't even know who I am. Pretty
We haven't
exciting,
really
eh?
even had the moment to sit down and investigate the matter.
Uh,
For all I
He's
know,
Zatara.
he could be a danger.
Could be. Probably am, actually. Not by my own volition, but
You watch as like the guard kind of like shakes his head and like moves to the far end of the room away from you.
anyway, I'm just worried that my fish is dying, and I pull out a fish that's not in water right now.
Where did you get?
Everybody in the room looks at you, befuddled.
What does that mean? How long have you? What do you smell like?
For
Hikimura is
reference,
like, I thought.
I just cast Find Familiar, and I chose a fish. I looked it up, that's one of the options, so I chose a fish.
Zatara, you watch as like every so often, like that fish is dead in your head, but every so often you watch as it like flips around, it comes back alive, kind of like flips back and forth, and then dies again. It is like it is dying over and over in this endless loop.
What do you mean?
Is this guy just like straight up a Joe character?
Oh my god! I'm actually crying. There are tears coming out of my headset.
What are you, Virian? Who is this man?
I don't know. I stopped.
No one knows.
I stopped
He's
asking
Driftwood.
questions a long time ago.
Can we
Said
can
he-
we say that Zatara is workish for Driftwood?
All I know is that my interaction with a god either led me to him or him to me. Either way, I don't like the connotation.
I'm just kind of over here prodding the fish ever so gently.
Every so often, it just like starts like flapping around on the floor.
Leave the fish alone.
Yeah, you don't have to tell me twice. Kikamura, what are you drinking?
Just water. And you watch as she has like a glass, like a big like tankard of of glass of water.
Just so you know, Savage,
Yes.
customary to speak to Kikamura with a little more respect. At least reverence.
Reverence? Excuse me. Who is Kikamura?
Kikamura, would you like to tell them who you are?
She kind of steps forward. My name is Kikamura. I am the leader of the Blood Hunters of Cumrake. A member of the Elders and the most powerful Blood Hunter. Respectfully, Varian, currently on the face of Sinus. But at least for the moment, I will allow a little bit of familiarity for the aid that was offered. But, Savage, in the future I do request respect.
Of course.
For my station. At this moment in time, she she looks down at the fish that flops again. She stoops down, picks it up, and drops it into her tankard, and then hands it to you, Zatara.
Thank you, you runner.
Tell us where to be here. Have you more?
You should really bow when you say that, Zatara. And I'm gonna give
I give like an awkward, like kind of like
a sly kind of look.
Ring is.
She raises an eyebrow at you.
I'm like, go ahead, Zatara. You just bow. It's customary here.
Gonna give like a kind of like that awkward, like I'm not really like committed. Like I keep trying to like pop up to like check reactions as I'm like bowing. So there's like 3 like mini bows.
I'm not gonna say anything.
Each one was better than the last. That's good.
Oh yes,
that's good.
Kikimura kind of steps up to you, Zatara, and it's like, you said you cast Find Familiar. Are you a wizard?
Sorcerer.
Oh.
But sorcerers cannot cast Find Familiar.
He doesn't know that.
Well, I don't know where my magic comes from then, but I certainly didn't study nothing.
Yeah, like I said,
love that.
Our interaction with a god had him wash up on a shore, and we've been stuck with him ever since.
Oh.
Well,
from a god is where I came, eh? Maybe I'm a cleric.
Clerics can't cast Find Familiar either.
Does the word warlock
Dang it.
you?
All I know is that he really annoys the piss out of me.
I don't think he's that bad.
I would like Ara said that in trying to disguise his voice. I don't think he's all that bad. Who said that?
Well, call me paranoid, but after our previous leader, party member, abandoning us, I'm a little reluctant to just outright trust someone. At least this closely.
You know, that makes sense. I appreciate you taking me along anyway, though. It's a big leap of faith on your part, and it doesn't go unappreciated, Goncho.
Alright, well, keep your friends close and your enemies closer. I'm still trying to figure out which one you are.
Right.
Speaking of enemies close, Virion, with the presence of Rumtooth and, well, whatever was left of the other one, do you think the captain was here?
I doubt it.
With that, we'll go ahead and cut back over to Clayton. Clayton, what was your investigation check and your dexterity saving throw?
What a
Dexterity saving throw was relatively high. It was mid-teens, I think.
Okay, I need a
then
number.
I don't know where my iPad went. I'm bringing everything upstairs right now.
It was a 21.
Oh.
Can you look at the previous ones? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
21.
21 succeeds. But there was a couple of close calls where you slowly put your foot out and there's just empty space in front of you. But it doesn't look like there's...
Does it help that I have dark vision?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Wait, what is he doing?
He went out.
He's outside.
Yeah, looking around at the things. He's trying to figure out what the heck happened And what was your investigation?
Levi, can you see that one?
9.
He rolled a 9.
Yeah, it was
as you make your way around and stuff, these are explosions. You see molten glass shot up in spikes as where the impacts happened and stuff. You have no idea if it was from an airship, or if it was just from fiery explosions. You do know that Rumtooth had the ship. You don't see it around currently, but it potentially could have caused this damage. You have out here, there's no way to find out who Mygavar is.
Okay, I was actually planning on asking around if other people knew who Mygavar was, but
Probably knows.
Yeah, as you kind of begin to ask around and stuff, all of the answers are pretty much the same. Nobody has ever heard of the person Mygavar until Despair started calling it out, pretty much saying "Curse you, Mygavar! How dare you infringe upon my territory? You get out of here, or I will destroy you and all of the things you hold dear." All right, Virion.
Where's Lucian?
Lucian is currently kind of sitting off, a little bit more reserved. He has a mug of one of the giant glass mugs, but it's also filled with water as he's currently off in the corner, kind of sipping it to himself. You look at him; he looks exhausted, very, very tired. He came out here as pretty much the only cleric to be able to aid in this conflict, because he's the only cleric that is currently here, and you're not 100% sure why, but he looks tired.
May I sit with you?
Nobody's stopping you.
Pulls out a chair and sits near him.
So a lot less dead than I thought you were.
Yeah.
Good.
You did really well today, son. For what it's worth, I'm very proud of you. I know your mother would be incredibly proud of you as well.
Thanks.
Son, I'm not sure what happened with Cedric and Joyce, but you know that I tried to write. Alabaster told me that my letters stopped going through.
Yeah.
I didn't
Alabaster, he mentioned that.
I didn't mean to make you think that I was dead. I'm sorry that I put you in that position.
So, why leave in the first place?
Fair question. A question that I'm not sure I can answer. Your mother, when she died, all reason, left me. All I wanted was just bring peace to her name, bring peace to the family. I thought it'd be enough to have you stay with Cedric and Joyce, but I was proven wrong. I was proven wrong about many things.
I don't understand. I'd lost one parent, and then almost immediately after I lost another. was kind of hard for me to kind of come to terms with, Dad. I was young. Didn't understand what was going on or why. But in the space of a couple months, I'd lost both of my parents that I truly loved, and then was given to people that I knew of, but like, for a long time, Dad, I felt abandoned by you. I felt abandoned by Mom too. I didn't understand death fully. They tried to explain it to me a little bit, but it wasn't until I was a little bit older, made it through the pain, the grief that was kind of associated with that I fully kind of began to grasp it. And then all of a sudden the anger came. That I was so angry at everything and everyone. I don't know. I appreciate your apologies. I really do. But they can't really change the past, and I mean, I've made a name for myself now. And I kind of did that without you.
You did. And believe me, son, when I say I wish I could have been a part of it. I should have been a part of it. You'd probably understand this better than I do. To be honest, my mind is still reeling from it. Evidently, this is all part of your mother's plan. And I know that sounds like a cheap excuse. I promise you it's not. But when I met with the Dreamweaver, he relayed messages to me from her. Apparently your mother and that deity had something of a relationship or some sort of deal. Your mother, she had secrets that not even I knew of. One secret in particular that the enemy is after right now. Turns out your mother knew that she would die. She knew that I would take up the sword again. I'm not one to speak, preach, let alone believe about destiny. But this is the closest thing to it that I've really have ever seen. And seeing how far you've come on your own, seeing what you've accomplished. Well, Lucy and I can guarantee that she's been by your side this entire time. You have every right to feel like I abandoned you. But she never did. She's been with you every moment. And son, I am sorry. But from the moment that I found out that you were no longer with Joyce and Cedric, my main focus has been to find you.
Kind of.
I'm glad that I have.
You see, like, as you say that, he kind of reaches into into his pocket and he pulls out a sapphire. Kind of places it on the table. I wanted to call. I didn't know the right words to say.
okay, son.
Still don't know. Still don't know the right words to say. But
there'll all come a time. I've had a lot of time myself to think about what I would say. And to be honest, I'm not really sure what else I can say. I prioritized the wrong things. But with my duty as a blood hunter, the one thing that I will defend is that I did not want you to be anywhere near it.
Go ahead and make me a persuasion roll. You may and you have advantage on this.
Another nat 20.
You.
What's up with all the nat 20s?
You need to
You
stop.
You look at
What?
Lucian.
What are you rolling on?
D&D Beyond.
Yeah. You look at Lucian. He makes eye contact with you, and there's a brief moment that like you see anger behind his eyes, but as he makes eye contact with you, and like honestly at this moment in time, a single kind of tear I would assume kind of is like falling down Virian's eye, as like for the first time in pretty much his entire life he's showing a bit of emotion, like heavy emotion to someone who truly deserves it, and being open and completely honest and bare, kind of like you've kind of bared your soul to your son in this moment. And he kind of looks at you. You see kind of tears kind of well up in his eyes, and well, perhaps we can start again. At the very least, we need to figure out what the heck Mom was wanting for us to do. She always seemed to have plans for each of us. And it was always hard pressed for us to figure out what those plans were.
I have a lead.
Really?
But before I tell you, you need to understand. I'm not going anywhere this time, son.
Be
Sorry.
quiet.
The voices.
You're not going
I'm not going anywhere, son. I won't abandon you again. Even if it means I need to hang up the sword indefinitely. Promise. I swear.
Yeah.
I'll be the father that you always needed. The father that I should have been.
He looks at you, kind of gives a nod and accepts this. It is not the most ideal of circumstances. It doesn't make up for lost time or previous fallings or failings, but at this moment, here on the outskirts of the city of glass, a bond is formed between a father and a son to make amends and to start over.
Virian would want to pull him into a hug.
And he hugs you back hard, pulling you very close across the table. You see he kind of pushes back and kind of like you see as he wipes tears from his eyes as he kind of like sits back. And so what is this lead Mom was having? I'm not crying, you're crying. Stop it.
That's
No.
fine. We're both crying.
There's just water in my eyes. I don't know what you're talking about, Dad. I don't know. Thank you. But yeah, what was Mom saying?
So I don't know what it's called. Apparently, the Dreamweaver, part of the deal that they made, was to alter everyone's memory involved in this particular thing, including his own. But there's apparently a stockpile of ashen stones that the church has stored somewhere. And your mother was in charge of its location and safety. The enemy is after it. And I can only imagine what they can achieve once they get their hands on it. But she's tasked it to me and yourself to find it before they do.
Do we have a map? A way? How do we find this?
Unfortunately, no.
Hmm.
The Dreamweaver only told me of the message. But since he altered his own memory, he couldn't give me anything other than the message itself.
Anything else? Anything at all? Why come to me?
Well, other than reconnecting and making amends. When I learned of how far you managed to excel within the church, again, bravo. Other than reconnecting and making amends, when I heard of how far that you excelled within the church, Alabaster shared with me your achievements, which again, bravo. I figured you might know more than I would. Any sort of clue or anything. Any sort of inkling or intuition.
I don't know, Dad. I can't remember anything specifically. Mom never talked about a map to anything. She...
There a lullaby she used to sing to you.
Yeah.
Do you remember how it went?
As he kind of like sits there, he like begins to hum to himself, and he like gets the first like 3 notes out, and then kind of pauses. I can't remember the melody.
And that's what we need to focus on.
Well,
because I believe the instructions were in the lullaby.
You see that he begins to kind of get excited. Well, I have very few possessions that I brought with me from home. And one so happened to be the music box.
You're kidding.
No, I'm not. It's back within the city in my dorms.
You don't have it here?
No, not here at the outpost. I was staying within the city walls when the call came to come and defend the outpost and to come aid in the endeavors. I left my belongings back in my rooms.
We need to go right now. Right now. Is there any way to get to your room? Faster than on foot.
He kind of looks at you. Potentially, if we can convince maybe one of the blood hunters has a teleport spell, we can get there. But additionally, like Virian, I mean, Dad, the city is not in the best state right now. I don't know if teleporting during the middle of the night during curfew is such a good idea. I can promise you that it is well hidden. It is safe.
If they get their hands on that box, son, then they are several steps ahead of us.
If what you are saying is true, the only two people, and he kind of looks around at the rest of the room, and nobody's paying attention to what you guys are saying. The only people that know about this are me, you, and the Dreamweaver. Did you mention anything to any of the other deities about the music box or about the lullaby?
I don't believe so.
Then
There was so many memory augmentation that's happened to me in just the past few months. Can't be certain, son. All I know is that, in a way, every time I felt like I was right on their heels, or a step or two ahead of them, they proved to be 30 ahead of me.
well, now you have me. It looks like we're one step ahead of them. But we should rest for the evening and make our way there in the morning. We don't want to rouse suspicion by gallivanting off in the middle of the night and giving people warning.
Does Virian actually feel like it would be better to try and to get this thing as soon as possible?
Roll me a raw insight check.
Well, the nat 20's ended. That is
how close am I? If I'm within the same place as you, you get to re-roll that. But I don't know that I would be.
You are. You're within the same building.
So then
okay, then you get to re-roll that.
Hey, that's a natural 19, so 24.
Nice.
Yeah, I know, right?
You get the sense that it would be safe for the time being. And potentially running off in the middle of the night trying to make it to the city might alert the people that are currently watching you that something might be amiss.
His main concern was just how easily despair ran. So he's thinking that it's very possible that despair went off. Possibly to grab it. I'm not sure how he would know about it, but it's a god.
But yeah, you get the sense that he, like, honestly, that it would be safe for the evening.
All right.
And that you should rest at least and make your way there in the morning.
All right, son. I trust you. You've grown into a fine, strong young man. However, I do just have to point out one thing. You're supposed to be 15. So why does it look like you're 25?
Well, Father, because I am 25. A ghost stole my age. Did they not tell you? Didn't Alabaster say anything about that?
I'm sorry, a ghost stole your age?
Yeah. One of, like, that... Kikamura has been kind of filling me in. Yeah, that, like, those, like, legends about those, about ghosts that the Blood Hunters was studying, turns out they were true. And I had ran into a ghost when I went to go visit the cathedral where Mom died. And it drained me of some of my age and aged me up to 25. So... yeah.
Well, we're both pretty unlucky then, aren't we?
Or very lucky because I skipped all those awkward teenage years.
That is an outlook. Yeah. Okay. I'm just, for once, kind of speechless.
Well, it's late. We should sleep and we'll talk more in the morning. We'll go get that music box and we'll figure out what the heck is going on here. There's a lot of things you should know about the City of Glass, but we can discuss those tomorrow. It's late. We should sleep.
All right.
And with that, each of you retire for the evening. As you all prepare for bed, you take the hour needed to attune to your items. So Savage, first you attune to this breastplate. As you're kind of sitting there in like one of the rooms off to the side of this tower and stuff, you have the breastplate is like attached to your chest. As soon as you feel the hour kind of fully commence, all of a sudden you feel the breastplate cinch closed around your body, a snug fit, and you watch as silver gold metal begins to kind of ripple out from the breastplate itself and extends out around you and encases your entire body in a full plate suit. As you kind of like stare at it, you watch as like the metal seems to ripple seamlessly and then solidifies into the armor itself. And as you do, you feel a presence, not a sentience, but a powerful magical presence kind of begin to thrum within you as all of a sudden this dormant piece of armor activates and it is now awakened.
Excellent. All right.
Virion.
Yes.
As you hold solar in your hand, the solar blade, as you take the time sitting with it on your lap, kind of slowly meditating, wanting to attune to this blade, as the hour slowly passes and it comes to the end, you feel a deep sense of fatigue fall upon you. Your eyelids flutter and they close. And all of a sudden you're standing on the edge of a beautiful lakeside cliff. A man dressed in a fine green uniform, long silver hair kind of tied up in a bun, very human features, stands at the very top of this cliff as you are standing below him. Without turning around, you hear the voice say, "Virion Shelby, what do you fight for?"
I fight for Sinus, for Comrade, but I fight for my family.
And he turns around to look at you. Then you will receive my aid. My name is Solar. I am the collective mind and presence of all the previous bearers of this sword, given to humans to protect against the evils of the world, to defend, protect, and aid in the human endeavor. Virion Shelby. You look sad. Did you lose something?
I've lost everything, but I did regain something most important to me.
I sense a loss of powerful magic, a remnant of something.
Yes. There's a scale. Dragon scale. It gave me very powerful abilities. It gave me an edge against the enemy.
What abilities did it provide for you?
The ability to breathe fire, to be immune from it, but also, greatest of all, to turn into a dragon.
Powerful magic.
Aye.
Therein shall be. I grant unto you a rune, etched into this blade, called Solar. I am not nearly powerful enough to grant all of the powers that artifact provided, but I will provide one. Here and now, as long as you bear me, fire and flame will not touch you, will not burn you.
I can work with that. Thank you.
Sleep well, Virion. The rest of my powers are now at your disposal. Use them well. For I will not tolerate treachery. I am for the people, by the people, and all of humankind. Do not betray us.
Never.
Sleep. You will hear from me again. I will provide aid when necessary. I also feel a vague presence of someone else, a female.
Sorry? What do you mean?
Deal
Oh,
is what she says her name is.
yes, Steel.
Very young sentience.
She's been a great help and ally over the years. However, something going on with Sinus, the gods. It's left her ability, inert.
I understand. Well, sleep well, Virion Shelby. Sleep well. And that is where we will end the episode for the evening, as you all drift off into a deep slumber.
Oh, I love the smell of a long rest. So sorry, did not see you there. Well, welcome back to the tavern. Seeing how you made it this far, that would mean that you've made it to the end of the episode, so thank you so much for sticking around with us. If you enjoyed anything of all of our shenanigans that you have witnessed today, please feel free to like and subscribe the video. You can find us on different social media platforms, not just here on the YouTubes, but you can find us on TikTok as well at the Arcane World. Big shoutouts to Tavern Tales as a whole for being this wonderful place that provides us a space to play freely and to express ourselves and to help us reach out to you as well. If you'd like to follow any of the other campaigns that take place in Tavern Tales, there are several others for you to enjoy. So please, check them out. Speaking of checking things out, you can find more of us on our website as well. We hope to see you again in the next one, and bring some friends next time. Farewell!